do a quick dream vlog video here because this dream that I have is very vivid and very fun. What happened in the dream? Well, I went to the Dollar Tree. There was a bunch of bicycles wrapped up in wrapping. But you can tell they're bicycles because basically just the wrap was around the bicycles. And I helped this mom and daughter pick out like a basket and like a gift. Basically, like I worked there, right? And there were two employees, and one of the employees, they had like clothes in the parking lot. It was like souvenir clothes because we were in like a tourist town. But what do you call? In the dream, there was one part of the dream where I was at a fair, and I was with my friend. I was with one of my friends, and we saw like this, what's it called? This fighter plane on display. It was captured stuff from the enemy or something. It was on display, and it was an American, actually. It was an American fighter plane, and it was called like America was the enemy, right? It was the opposite perspective. And so, hey, we captured the enemy plane, but we were in America, right? That's just funny. And I remember going in the plane. It was very claustrophobic, but there was like almost like a living room type section in the wing. It was kind of funny. It was this long tube. You had to go through it to get to this living room type section. And then there was like gun holes. You could shoot the guns, but then it was also like couches and a coffee table. It was an odd dream. And when you go into the plane will, like a cedar saw, it would top in one direction from the weight of you. But if you didn't weigh enough, it wouldn't do that, and you would be stuck in a sort of a awkward position because it just wouldn't shift the weight if you didn't weigh enough. And then another thing with the dream, there was a submarine that was on display that I wanted to see, but I had spent too much time in the plane. And when I came out, my friend told me, like, hey, the submarine's gone. It's not there anymore. And I remember getting really upset about that in the dream. And we got in line to go eat at some burger place. And I don't know what happened. The dream sort of shifted. I might have woken up by my alarm, or the dream shifted, but then I was with a former coworker, Maryland, and something went down that she killed 2 people. And then when I was a fugitive on the run. And that's when we get to the tourist town setting in the dream, because we stole a car and we drove that, but then it somehow transitioned to us in the parking lot of, I remember now, it was a parking lot, the movie theater. It was a movie theater, and there was a Winn-Dixie. And I remember her saying, hey, we gotta buy something, maybe Winn-Dixie has it. And there was a Winn-Dixie there, but I said, it's in the same plaza, you just have to walk across like the little warehouse building type thing behind. The movie theater was tucked away behind the main plaza for some reason. I remember that was the first part of the dream, actually. This dream, I'm remembering bits and details, but it's not exactly connected linearly in a linear way. Just a heads up there. But yeah, something happened that she killed 2 people, but we looked at their iPads or phones, and they like were wanted themselves, and they did bad things, so we justified it, or she justified it, because I didn't kill anyone, but she did. But I ran away with her. And then later in the film, my sister, my mom, my biological mom, they met up with us for some reason, and they were also on the run. And I remember in this one part of the dream, Maryland, she went off to Target to do something there, and I was with my mom, my sister. We walked around this other plaza place that we could have stopped in here because we were driving for a long time, and there was this like bingo hall building, a bunch of Mexicans outside of it, and then there's this one guy who was Mexican too. He was walking to a different bingo hall, but it also was like a Mexican establishment because it had a bunch of Mexican flags and the colors outside of it. And we had a conversation with him, and it was very insightful. I don't remember what it was, but what I do recall is that when we got to his destination, he cut itself short. He interrupted, and he said, hey, I have to go, this is my stop. And he went into the building, and we didn't protest. We said, okay, good, we should go find Maryland now. So we circled back around this weird loop that we did, and we went to like another world almost, and we came out to the plaza, and this time it was kind of dead, the plaza, but there's still a lot of cars in the parking lot. That should have been our first indicator something was up. And we walked up to the Target where Maryland was, or I walked up. I don't know where the other two went, or they stayed behind, but I walked up and I got Maryland. And then we saw the news that we were wanted. That we were being broadcast, and then we panicked, start running, and that's when shit hit the fan, and the whole parking lot like lit up and exploded like a Michael Bay movie, basically. There were guns blazing, and Maryland. I broke into a truck, and I started driving it, but I wanted to pick up Maryland. I wanted to just abandon her, so I was driving around the parking lot in the truck, and while the whole time that's happening, there's explosions happening. And I remember in one segment, the truck it turned into a semi-truck for some reason with a bunch of oil tankers in the trailer. And there was one segment where the trailers blew up on it, and it flew in the air, and it landed on the other side of this road that for some reason had like a dip. It had like a tunnel that came out from the middle, junction. And the truck flipped around in the air a couple times and landed on the road, and I caught good steering of it. But there was a bunch of cops ahead of me. It was like an army of cops, and they were driving full speed ahead of me, in front of me, also shooting and stuff. And I have to remember that my mom and sister were somewhere, so I was like, okay, I guess I gotta go pick them up too. But the dream sort of ended around that moment. And yeah, that's it actually. And what exactly happened after that in the dream, I have no idea. But, well, I guess nothing happened really, because the story ended abruptly, just like that, because I woke up abruptly. But I said to myself, I want to record a video of me talking about this dream, because it's just very weird and crazy, and it was very vivid. It felt very real. But it was like I knew it was a dream, right? It was a movie because it's angled and shots. But it was a good dream. There was one part of the dream where I was in a restaurant. Not the restaurant, in the movie theater. I ordered lamb chops with fries. Where I remember there was this girl, and apparently had gone on a date earlier or something. And I remember she was making fun of me. So you get lamb chops in a movie theater? And I told her, like, you guys sell lamb chops at a movie theater, so it's not weird. It's whatever you sell, man. That was another part of the dream. I just remembered it right now. And that one felt real, because then I tell myself, oh my God, when I wake up, I'm going to go get my lamb chops. But obviously that was just a part of the dream. And I never actually ordered anything, right? But, that's it. That concludes my dream, and thank you for listening if you bothered to listen to this.